Hello, and welcome back. So last time, we got a bit of a tale from, we got a bit of a tale from the Sage Ilyana, and we also, had to get we had to get the Vestal garments repaired because they were a bit threadbare after having been used to awaken 6 crystals, which is definitely not as many as they were probably meant to work with. So, this time we're gonna be continuing onward and facing all of the not secret bosses, all of the optional bosses that I can. October 3rd. I've been in Caldisla a week, with no sign of the smoke signal. I join Owen in his training some mornings, walk the city streets, chat with the elderly, drink with sailors at the docks, arm wrestling the drunks. Mostly, I just pass the time. Today was another peaceful afternoon, the same as any other. Owen was at the palace since morning. I was enjoying a cup of the innkeep's coffee. It happened in an instant. I felt as if someone was set to plunge a knife into my back. I turned and saw a window. Through it, the northern sky was on fire in a flash of pure white. Moments later, the inn shook. An earthquake? Shockwave? All of Caldisla trembled. The innkeep moaned about a set of heirloom teacups breaking. I had my doubts the teacups would be the worst of the damage. Outside, I spied some injured people, but the city and palace stood unharmed. Another flash lit the sky to the northwest. Close. The Norende Plateau, perhaps. October 4th. It wasn't until the following morning that Owen came home. At the time he finished muttering about his morning training, he was snoring. A knock at his door put an end to that brief rest that afternoon. The river's jammed with rubble. After receiving the scout's report, Owen wolfed down the late breakfast his father had readied, then turned to me. Sounds like I may need a hand later. I nodded, eyes fixed on the northwestern sky. The bridge across the Caldisla River has lain in ruin since the Duchy felled it. Now a flotilla of further rubble and countless corpses approach from upstream. Upstream means the Norende Canyon, and the village of Norende at its source. I suppose that's our epicenter. Owen and I split up and joined the others searching for victims. Owen's team searched the river's mouth, while I gathered men from town to search further upstream. I have a long sword at my side, a new one this time, in good condition. Seems the smithy's been busy. The armorer, the old trader, and a dockhand joined me on the shadowy path through the canyon. A few paces in, the armorer spotted something floating by. A young man, floating face up and snagged on the rocks. We ran to his side. He's breathing! The boy's alive! While the others rejoiced, I was more concerned with the ominous shadows surrounding us. Goblins? What are monsters doing here? There ought not be monsters so close to a human settlement, not in these numbers. The townspeople were clearly overwhelmed. No doubt this was their first such encounter. I hesitated, unsure for a moment, but no, I had to take action. When I give the signal, hoist this boy out and sprint for the canyon's mouth. Is that clear? A nod returned from each of them. Sudden movement would distract the creatures for a moment. I hoped that was all I'd need. Now, go! Thankfully, both merchants escaped, as well as the dockhand with the unconscious boy across his shoulders. Left alone, I faced a quickly closing circle of enemies. So be it, I thought. Come closer, then. A bit more? A deep growl emerged from my chest. Blackbane! I emerged from the canyon on shaky legs. I was greeted by 3 anxious faces. It was this fellow that saved me, I said, holding aloft the badly worn longsword. A huge, proud grin threatened to split the armorer's cheeks. We hurried the boy back to town. I carried him to the inn. I need spirits and all the bandages you've got. And Gramps, all the potions you've got too. I laid him in a bed by the window, stripped him down, and had a look at his wounds. Thankfully they were light, though he still showed no sign of stirring. Owen's group returned soon after. A few of his men wounded. They'd run into monsters as well. Leaving men to guard the gates, he made for the palace to report and formulate a plan. When he came by to deliver the medicine, the old trader remarked that the boy's clothing bore a Nerende pattern. October 7th. 3 days the boy has stayed at the inn, and still no sign of waking. The innkeep says he's run a fever the entire time. This afternoon is a warm one. Now I'm watching the innkeep nod off at the counter. The aftershocks have stopped, and peace is slowly returning to the city, but a shadow lingers over the earth, the sky, and the townspeople's hearts. Glancing through the window, I saw people motioning toward the port. Another merchant ship, I thought, but no. Their shouts were anxious, not excited. I stepped outside. Following the gaze of the others in the street, it was a merchant vessel I saw, drifting into port. But something was wrong. The ship was listing hard, its aft mast broken. I sprinted down the hill. As I ran, I noticed a dark, heavy color spreading through the water from the mouth of the bay inward. I caught snippets as I passed. The sea's begun to rot. Ships can't leave the bay. No fish in the last few days. Few days? Then the change began when the quake hit. The ship listed further, rescue boats surrounding it. Most of the cargo had already been cast overboard. When the boats reached the pier, a parade of passengers and crew emerged, each looking more exhausted than the next. By some miracle, there were no lives lost, though most of the freight followed the ship to the bottom of the bay. The merchants mourned their lost profits and the crew their vessel. The seamen had lost their sea, and the passengers were now stranded. Despair ran rampant. Except for one young girl. She was full of questions, about the quake 4 days prior, about the flash that lit the sky, about Nerende. Did you know someone in the village? Family, perhaps? Her jaw set at my query. Was it anger? Fear? She wordlessly shook her head from side to side. No? I just figured, hearing you ask about the quake so soon after weathering the sea. I thought maybe you were a friend of that boy's. Boy? What boy? Came her reply. Suspicion played on her face, but as the next boat reached the pier, we were shooed out of the harbor. Another visitor from Ansheim, eh? You must be tired. Why don't you stay with us till you're settled? Humph, I recall a different sort of greeting. I cast a sour smile his way, and he responded with a grin. We've a sick one in the back. I hope you won't mind. The girl replied with a nod. Her name, I learned, was Agnes. She seemed guarded about her past. Not that I can talk. Conversation continues to be awkward. She shows interest in what was happening in this country when the quake hit. For my part, I asked her about the sea. Her ship had left before the earthquake struck. She says about halfway between Ansheim and Caldisla, their pace began to slow. Seawater clouded, and dead fish began to float to the surface. First small ones, then larger. As they neared port, the wind died. It was pure luck the ship drifted in before going calm. Other vessels they passed in the bay, she reported, were less fortunate. She listened as I recounted what happened in the canyon, the color drained from her face. I told her the village was likely at the quake's epicenter, and that monsters had flooded the area in its wake. We talked late into the night. October 8th. As the morning mist cleared, I saw traces of a smoke signal hanging in the southwestern sky. I ate breakfast, the same as any other day, and saw Owen off to work. I owe him a greater debt than he knows, and a few apologies. After one last cup of the innkeep's coffee, I departed. Out for another of your walks? Asked the old trader as I passed. Something like that, was my reply. I handed him what money I had, and asked him to bring whatever medicine it brought to the boy later. With the city behind me, I broke into a run for the lake to the southwest. Along the way, I encountered 3 packs of monsters. The longsword I'd been given broke midway through the 3rd. I arrived to find the Dark Knight moored and waiting. Aboard the ship, I donned my jet-black armor and helm for the first time in 2 weeks. With my trusty blade hung at my side, I made for the bridge. There, my crew informed me of our return orders. My new mission is to survey the changes occurring throughout the world, and to report them to the council. The report on Caldisla had already been sent from the Lontano villa. Their conclusion, that the great chasm that appeared beneath Nerende was both cause and effect of the quake. No threat in region saved Captain Owen's blade. After firing off a wire to Heinkel, I gave the order to return to Eternia. As we neared the crags, I received an urgent wire from Ansheim. Wind Vestal missing. A description of the ship she was thought to have taken and followed, as well as its destination. Surely not, I thought, but the facts aligned. Agnes, the Vestal of Wind? I sent another wire to Heinkel and a copy home to the council. In reply, I received word that Edea had been charged with the Vestal's apprehension. Her operation begins tomorrow. I had hoped to send her off on her first mission. A shame. October 25th. An urgent wire from Caldisla came during the night. Sky Knights routed. Airship stolen by Vestal and accomplices. Edea believed among the ranks. October 26th. The Knights of the Eternian Sky, 4th Division of the Eternian Forces, is lost. More than anything, it was Heinkel's defeat that shook the ranks. Shook me as much as anyone. As I had summarized what information I had, local news reports arrived to provide more detail. One bore the headline, Vestal of Wind breezes into Caldisla. October 16th, the Vestal, joined by Tiz Aurier, survivor of Nerende, promised the king they would rout the duchy's Sky Knights. Days later, she thwarted the Eternian siege and beat their men at the lake to the southwest. Tiz. That boy! October 16th, in recognition of her sparing the land from the Sky Knights cannons, Caldisla's king offered her his full support, swearing to send his full force north to strike the duchy's base, pending the bridge's repair. That battle saw Barris and Hawley face the Vestal. They were good soldiers. October 18th. The Wind Vestal and Tiz Aurier set out for the ruins of Centro Keep to defeat the mage responsible for torching Caldisla's castle town. Seeing an opportunity in the Vestal's absence, the duchy struck the palace by airship, slaying the captain of the guard and abducting the king. Some days after the keep's fall, the Vestal and her 3 accomplices struck Lontano Villa and absconded with the Escalon. Eyewitness reports confirmed that Heinkel lured them aboard the ship, and that they engaged in combat. The knight's whereabouts are presently unknown. The guardsman on the day of the attack claims he learned of Black Mage Ominous Crow's death at the hands of the bloodthirsty Vestal through a report from Edea Lee. He opened the gates for her immediately after. Was Edea taken hostage by the Vestal and her henchmen? The Council of Six was called, and I delivered the collected findings of my investigation in Caldisla. Orders for the Vestal's arrest were sent to Ansheim's Commer and Profitor Merchantry. And that's the end of October.
Curses! After all the glory I brought them, packed me up to the boondocks to patch up wounded soldiers. All's fair in war, I say. Victory must be achieved at all costs. That is what war is all about.
Right you are.
Show respect for the enemy. The goal is not simply to kill. Bah! He's far too old to spout such childish nonsense. Pride and honor are merely shackles on the battlefield.
Yeah, I guess so.
He seems to think that waving a sword around in battle makes him superior. What an outmoded concept!
If anyone deserves credit, it's you, Dr. Kata. You treat not only your wounded allies, but the wounded shield bearers who fought against you. I have to admire you for that.
Oh. Do you really think so? Yes, you are quite right.
Is that by order of the Swordmaster?
Of course not. He would never approve of such actions. I have used my own judgment in this case.
No, it's by order of the Swordmaster.
Really? But what if word gets out? You'd get in trouble, Dr. Kata.
You do not worry about me. I merely seek to treat as many of the wounded as I can.
Did you hear that? Yes, not quite how it went last time.
Do you think he actually has a heart?
No.
We heard what you had to say for yourself.
What? Who goes there?
My name is Adia Lee.
Adia Lee? You can't mean you're the Grand Marshal's daughter?
That aside, is it true that you've been treating wounded shield bearers, though you're an officer of the Black Blades? Why? Can it be that you truly have a heart? Do you seek to aid the masses? If so, then help us end this war.
Oh, that is rich! The very idea makes me laugh!
What?
You are somewhat misguided. Can you not understand that I need as many live bodies as possible for my experiments?
Yeah, I saw that one coming.
Bodies? Experiments?
Exactly! I am Dr. Kata, salve maker. From weapons of mass murder to tonics of resurrection. There is no salve I cannot make, but when it comes to testing my concoctions, there are many obstacles. I cannot simply use wounded allies as specimens, can I? It is far cheaper and more efficient to use captured enemies. Do you not agree?
I should have known you were the monster I always took you for. I've been thoroughly duped.
Where is the master sample of your deadly toxin?
Oh, that. I'm afraid the Swordmaster has confiscated it. Not to worry, though. I still remember the recipe right down to the tiniest detail. I can craft more when needed and give those shield bearers another dose of my medicine.
We must put an end to him now!
Of course!
I only raised it by 10? Okay. He doesn't have any weaknesses, so it really doesn't matter which one I pick. course.
Good luck! I am winning this battle, just slowly. Very slowly. It would be nice if Tiz could stay up for a turn.
Tiz gets nothing. Anius gained a job level and learned Aquatic Slayer. Ringabel gained a job level and got Summoning level 4. Idia gained a job level, mastering Time Mage, and got Hasten World support ability. Anius gained a job level and learned Bow Lore support ability. Ringabel gained a job level and learned Summoning level 5. And we got a Dragon Fang.
No, it cannot end here. I have left so many experiments undone. My toxins could kill you in seconds. Vestal. That was close. I made the right call drinking that concoction to fake my death. It seems the Vestal was convinced of my demise. The world is indeed full of fools. Now, it is time I left this wretched place.
So you flee again, do you?
But of course, I do what I must to survive, by any means necessary. As long as I survive, I am confident my fortunes will be reversed. After all, who but I can create weapons with the power to kill tens of thousands in one fell blow? And once I am ready, I will obliterate you all! The Sword Bearers and Shield Bearers, the Vestal, and even the Black Blades! And then, the world shall be... mine?
Not the world of the living.
The building you can see in the middle of town, the commander's residence. Mrs. Goodman has been informed of your arrival, Vestal.
Welcome to our humble abode, Windvestal. We are honored to receive you and your companions. I am Commander Goodman's wife. Please call me Eleanor. My husband has told me to receive you and your companions as guest of state, Vestal. Please make yourselves at home. Unfortunately, in a time of war, the hospitality I can provide is limited.
Oh, there's no need to go to any trouble for us.
Shopping in Heartschild. Say, Idia, didn't the proprietress ask us to pick something up when we went out? Ah, I almost forgot the shopping list. Dats and Zats had some requests too. This must be Dats' list. Let's see here. Parsley ground sausage and heart salami, 2 barrels each. All that for one person? And for Zats, let's see. Cheese with holes in it. Why am I not surprised? And the proprietress? What does she want? 1 barrel of salted pork, 1 clump of Eisen rock salt, and 5 barrels of potatoes. Come to think of it, that's an awful lot for us to carry all by ourselves. There's more. The gifts are for the commander's wife and any townsfolk that help you. Gifts? That's right, she gave it to me when she left Grand Ship. Barrel chock full of dried seaweed and dried fish. This town is ringed by volcanoes and plagued by civil war. I'm sure they will be delighted to get some of the sea's bounty. The proprietress sure thinks of everything. How about we buy a gift for her this time? Great idea!
Ah, I've been expecting you.
Oh, Commander Goodman. Good to see you made it home.
I came as soon as I could when I heard the Wind Vestal was holding a banquet in my honor.
A banquet?
My wife is also most pleased. You can see she's all in a bustle getting things...
Commander Goodman, please call your wife in here at once.
What? But why?
Just do it, please. Eleanor!
We were too late.
No, there may still be time. Just play along, everyone, okay?
Because we already know the plot.
What is wrong?
Something terrible has happened! It's Nastasia! She's dead!
See, but the people who are local to here don't know the plot. We already do.
Nastasia is dead. She was not breathing and had no pulse.
We believe a blow to the back of her head with a blunt object is what killed her. But we haven't found a weapon.
We've placed her body in bed for now.
I'm more concerned with the fact that the front door...
Won't open, right? This is all feeling very familiar.
What do we do?
We cannot let anyone get killed needlessly. Let us head to the bedroom.
Commander Goodman, I must ask you and the others to stay here.
All right, but what is going on?
We'll solve it in a jiffy.
What? Commander Goodman and Officer Neuer were killed?
Who could have done it?
It could be the covert unit of the Black Blades. Perhaps one of them disguised themselves as the servant. Ah!
How the heck?
As we thought!
So you have discovered my ruse. I never expected you to notice I was merely posing as a corpse. How clever of you.
Ha! Just as I suspected!
It is our second time around.
I have yet to slay my mark. Trust the Wind Vessel and her troop to show up at the worst possible time. Well, it seems I have no choice, but...
Yeah, we know. You can skip the speech, Konoe Kikyo.
Here she comes!
She's not weak to anything. Right, we still have to steal though. Not carrying anything, got it. I still don't have anything for humans, so we're just gonna go with targeting. It's funny that I was able to just predict that. Hello, Mystery Synergy. Doing an optional boss right now. This is not on hard, but it is on an actual 3DS. It is hard, though, so I didn't really feel the point of playing on hard.
No holding back!
Yeah, no, the boss just does a lot of damage. Okay, and of course Anya gets nothing. Yay! It's only fair Tiz got nothing out of the last one. Idiot gained a job level and learned Spirit Barrier. Another job level and learned Soul Crush. Ringabel gained a job level and learned Summon Substitute support ability. Tiz gained a job level and learned the Burgle and Buff support ability as he mastered Thief. Idia gained a job level and learned the BP Skill Amp support ability. And we got Kunai.
Any last words before you meet your maker?
So, the ninja chooses to remain silent upon her death?
You think? It looks like she has something to say. Look, she's changed her disguise again.
I used the turmoil as the war drew to a close to finally round up the shield-bearer commander and his 2 top officers, but all of my effort has been for naught. All was going to plan until I used the wind vessel to lure my victims, and you all come sauntering in out of nowhere and ruin everything. That is the last time I trust alternates for information. I pitted Officers Steiner and Neuer against each other. For all that time. Yet you got me in the end. Wind Vestal.
You just bought the
She got that
soundtrack
off her chest
CD.
quick.
Yeah, you can see how long I've been
on earth is going
streaming
on?
this.
Yes, indeed. Without an explanation, we are all in the dark.
Well, to put it plainly, a ninja of the Black Blades had disguised herself as the servant Nastasia and plotted to kill you all.
She used the Wind Vestal's name to get you here. We were able to stop her in time, though.
Astounding! And those invitations.
completely fabricated.
How could this happen? The shield bearers almost suffered a tremendous loss.
How did you see through the enemy's ruse, Wind Vestal?
We've done this before?
She saw a vision.
Fair enough.
Ah.
Wait, Edea!
Let it go. It's not too far from the truth, after all. Oh, one more thing, Eleanor.
Yes?
You would do well to check the cellar. You may find Nastasia tied up down there.
I will.
I guess that's case closed then.
Thank you so much, Lady Vestal. You have done us a great service.
Yes. Well...
Only possible because we'd done all of that before. Oh well. Yeah, and I'll be playing Bravely Second after I finish this game. But I've only awakened 6 crystals, so it's gonna be a while. You've never even finished playing this game? Surprising. Ow! That was fast! Ugh. Okay, I might turn off Hasten World. That might be part of it.
Look!
This crystal has also reverted.
Should we perform the Rite of Awakening?
I think so.
Wait, something lurks nearby.
That's... Chokmar! The Mark of Doom!
Another creature back from destruction!
Here they come!
Have anything to set up? Not really. Ow! Darn it. It's barely too slow. I'm going to hope that he changes right now. Hey, I got it right.
Here I come!
Ow! Oh, that's not good. I don't think I'm attacking him this time. Oh boy. wish I could steal magic, but that's only a thing in Bravely Default 2. Hoping to get her to dodge that one, but it didn't happen. Hooray! You stealing MP off of my... off of my white mage! Ugh. Just when I... Oh!
Think you're ready?
I thought I was gonna be faster than him. Oh! He bypassed it. Yes! There we go. Okay. Whew. Tiz gained a job level. He learned the Save Magic MP support ability. And I got a Reflect Ring.
Hurry up and awaken the crystal before we are beset by more beasts!
Of course.
I'm ready, Eri. I'm sure you have the hang of it, but if there's anything you'd like to go over again, just ask. Time to get started, Agnes. Are you ready?
Yes. Let us begin.
Not yet! Just a little longer! More! Keep going! Still not enough! You can do this! Stop! That's it! You did it! You awakened the crystal! Well done, Agnes!
Have you checked your brooch, Eri?
Yes, the fire crest is lit.
Phew. Good.
Are you okay, Agnes?
Yes, I am used to it now. I need a short rest, but then we should head to the next temple.
Okay.
Interesting. Unfathomable. The stage sure gave us a lot to think about. The dangers of the crystals and the harrowing. The harrowing. To think he has studied it for 1800 years and is still in the dark about what it is. I can't help thinking that the harrowing is what we're going through right now. You mean right here in this strange world where time seems to have been rewound? Do you think this strange world bears some relation to whatever causes the Great Chasm? Ah well, who can know? Just like none can fathom the ways of a woman's heart. At least that pursuit, while just as pointless, is more enjoyable. Hello, I'm Dragon Rider Luke. I'm a Christian streamer, and I'm always up for a friendly chat about my faith. I also think that it's important that people read or hear the Word of God frequently, so the next 5 minutes or so will be a chapter from the Bible. If it feels like I'm skipping around, that's because you're not watching my videos in stream order. Genesis 14. At the time when Amphraphel was king of Shinar, Arioch king of Elisar, Kedor Laomer king of Elam, and Tedel king of Goyim, these kings went to war against Bera king of Sodom, Bersha king of Gomorrah, Sheneb king of Admah, Shemeber king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, that is, Zoar. All these latter kings joined forces in the Valley of Siddim, that is, the Dead Sea Valley. For 12 years they had been subject to Kedorlaomer, but in the 13th year they rebelled. In the 14th year, Chedorlaomer and the kings allied with him went out and defeated the Rephites in Ashtaroth Karnaim, the Zizites in Ham, the Emites in Sheva Kiriathim, and the Horites in the hill country of Seir, as far as El Paran near the desert. Then they turned back and went to Mishpat, that is, Kadesh. And they conquered the whole territory of the Amalekites, as well as the Amorites who were living in Hazazon Tamar. Then the king of Sodom, the king of Gomorrah, the king of Admah, the king of Zebulun, and the king of Bela, that is, Zoar, marched out and drew up their battle lines in the valley of Siddim against Chedorlaomer, king of Elam, Tedel, king of Goyim, Amraphel, king of Shinar, and Arioch, king of Elasar. 4 kings against 5. Now the valley of Siddim was full of tar pits, and when the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled, some of the men fell into them, and the rest fled to the hills. The 4 kings seized all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their food. Then they went away. They also carried off Abram's nephew Lot and his possessions, since he was living in Sodom. A man who had escaped came and reported this to Abram the Hebrew. Now Abram was living near the great trees of Mamre the Amorite, a brother of Eshcol and Aner, all of whom were allied with Abram. When Abram heard that his relative had been taken captive, he called out to the 318 trained men born in his household and went in pursuit as far as Dan. During the night, Abram divided his men to attack them, and he routed them, pursuing them as far as Hobah, north of Damascus. He recovered all the goods and brought back his relative Lot and his possessions, together with the women and the other people. After Abram returned from defeating Chedorlaomer and the kings allied with him, the king of Sodom came out to meet him in the valley of Sheva, that is, the king's valley. Then Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine. He was a priest of God Most High, and he blessed Abram, saying, "Blessed be Abram by God Most High, creator of heaven and earth, and praise be to God Most High, who delivered your enemies into your hand." Then Abram gave him 1/10 of everything. The king of Sodom said to Abram, "Give me the people and keep the goods for yourself." But Abram said to the king of Sodom, "With raised hand I have sworn an oath to the Lord, God Most High, creator of heaven and earth, that I will accept nothing belonging to you, not even a thread or a strap of a sandal, so that you will never be able to say, 'I made Abram rich.' I will accept nothing but what my men have eaten and the share that belongs to the men who went with me, to Aner, Eshcol, and Mamre. Let them have their share." May God bless the reading of his word.
So the fire crystal has been awakened. It has all been in vain. The war we started in this realm. The deaths of both ally and foe. And the demise of the fire vestal. Do you not think so? You who resemble a disciple I once favored.
Master? You introduced me to the way of the sword, Master. You taught me many things. About values, standards, and good and evil. It's fair to say you had a great influence on me. My father was always concerned about his work and his ideals. He found little time to spend with me. Tell me, Master, were the things you told me about righteousness, strength, and bravery all lies? That we should help the helpless, and face strong foes without flinching? I cannot fathom why you have lit the fires of war in this realm, causing strife to so many innocents. I still find it hard to believe. This is not the man I know. He would never do this!
You let sentiment cloud your mind, dear. You are still as earnest as you were when you were a youth. You never waver in your disgust for recreant behavior. You condemn all that runs counter to your beliefs without fail. In a way, you remind me of your father.
What? You see him in me?
Yes, very much so. But you are still a child, unsullied by the world. There are no certainties in life. Righteousness and truth have a different meaning to each and every one of us. If you try to see the world as merely black or white, you'll lose sight of its true nature.
Many are quick to treat us as children. But they simply use that as an excuse for their own corruption.
The warrior's pride is not always compatible with the responsibilities of a commander, Adia. If I could act as I see fit, everything would be easy. But that is not the case. The same goes for your father. And someday, for the wind vestal you accompany.
Oh. Don't compare her to you or my father. Anyas acts for the good of the world.
She fights to carry out her mission, no? Blood and tears are shed in its name. It is no different for your father or me.
Mission? No different? You and your soldiers plunged the world into turmoil. You started a war, and took the lives of so many. How can you say Anyas is like you?
If you cannot see beyond the surface, then perhaps you will never understand. Do not be so blind. You must not lose sight of what is most important. I thought I had taught you that.
Enough sophistry. It is underhanded. That does it! I shall go to help Anyas awaken the Earth Crystal.
If that is your decision, I hope you are prepared to live with it.
I am. I'm ready to fight any who get in our way. Even you or my father.
Very well, then. I see you have made up your mind.
He's not weak to anything. There's our rebuff lockets. Yeah, that's what the Force Line does. He counters magic. 8,000? Whoa! That wasn't even a critical!
Get lost!
Go. Anya's gained a job level and learned Undead Slayer, finally. Idia gained a job level and learned the Pierce Default support ability. I got a Masamune.
Master!
Well fought. I underestimated your conviction. Will you hear your master out one last time, Adia?
Of course.
Take the time to speak with your father properly. If you do not, I see nothing but tragedy for you both. End this petty dissent between father and child.
Master.
You two were always so difficult.
Master!
Well, I guess I'm not beating her today. That was fast. Yep, I've never gotten past that stage where he just does that. When Invigorate explodes, I lose. I don't get it. What am I supposed to do?
You showed skill making it to our central command, Wind Vestal. But unfortunately for you, you won't get any further if I can help it. I'll have you know I'm in top form today. Now you'll see just how helpless you are before me.
I bid you, Victoria, unleash your full power. Spare nothing.
I wouldn't have it any other way. I'll have my fun, then close in for the kill. Flee if you can, wretches. Off you go.
You know what's funny is we don't actually have to come here at all.
Why so quiet? Teeth chattering too much? How ungainly.
Enough! You'll only hurt yourself at this rate.
You finally speak, and it's out of concern for me. You need to learn your place, sniveling worms.
It happened. Victoria!
Victor, I can't.
stable than I had feared. We must seek treatment at once.
Victor.
Silence, if you please. She would likely perish if we were to disturb her now.
It's happening again.
Again? What do you mean?
Oh, I was just thinking out loud.
Allow me to tell you a story, if I may. Once upon a time, in a place not of this land, there was an orphan child suffering an incurable disease. Her name was Victoria. Though still a child, she was abhorred by those around her due to her affliction, as the Orthodoxy cast her aside.
Huh? The Orthodoxy?
She was taken in and raised by the Orthodoxy soon after her birth.
This is new.
She simply waited upon her inevitable demise, all the while gasping in pain and despair. Then, a chance meeting changed her life. On death's door and abandoned, she was found by the Grand Marshal, who wandered the lands after renouncing the Orthodoxy himself. He took her to Yuliana, nursed her to health, then brought her to this realm for treatment.
My father did this?
How can you not know, as his daughter?
He never spoke a word of this.
Were it not for his lordship, her fragile life would have soon been snuffed out. I was pulled from my studies on the Earth Crystal to treat her. With the help of my father, who studied the amplification of white magic, she survived. But the treatment was not yet perfected, and she was left with terrible side effects. She suffers from periodic fits, which cause her body to writhe in pain. Her dread of these fits eventually caused her to lose all control over her emotions. But perhaps the most significant side effect was the cessation of her physical growth. Since my father and I began her treatment here, she has always had the childlike form you see.
If she is in such pain, how can you force her to use her powers?
I do not need you to tell me that. After the death of my father, I took over his research and have poured my heart into healing her body. But I could not relieve her agony, no matter how I tried. Each time her tiny form is racked with pain, I ask myself, knowing the result, would I still have intervened as I did? But ever is my answer the same. As long as I draw breath, I will see that she does too. No matter how she suffers, I'll not allow her to die. She is both my crime and my redemption. My ego, my joy. I dedicate my entirety to her, and know no greater pleasure.
What nonsense. I mean, really, Victor, that was so boring and really long, too.
Forgive me, Victoria. How do you fare now?
Back to my old self, but I don't think I could take another one of those fits. Now, let's take care of these fools once and for all.
Stop it! What is the point of us fighting?
The point, you ask? Because you disgust me, Edea.
What?
That is reason enough to fight, no? I wish to see your corpses flayed before me, fools!
don't have light or dark. Ugh.
What do you mean I disgust you? I don't remember doing anything to you.
But of course you don't. You have your health and blood relatives that care for you deeply. You live a life of comfort with many friends and teachers. And yet, despite these blessings, you rebelled. How can you display such arrogance, Adia? I find your very existence offensive.
I fail to see how that is justified.
Is that right? You have no concept of the suffering of us have-nots. Justified or not, I despise you. Why don't you just roll over and die now?
I love how she keeps using dark against me despite the fact that it's clearly not doing anything. Ah! I was trying to save it, but it didn't happen.
lost.
I never scanned them, so I have no idea how much health is left. There we go.
Where are you? I cannot see.
Victoria. Victoria. We have lost her. My sole reason for living. Gone. Then there is nothing else for it. I shall end this miserable life and take you all with me.
Hooray. Okay, that's not doing nearly enough damage for that to be even slightly worth it. So, Ringabella is now the ether application person. Okay, that's also not even slightly worth it.
It's all or nothing!
Thank you for killing me. Now, Victoria and I shall be together for eternity.
Biz gained a job level. Black and White Magic level 4.
Father,
So you have come then. This is the Wind Vestal, I take it? Younger than I expected.
I am indeed Agnes Oblige, the Wind Vestal. I did not expect to face you again like this.
Again?
Again, you say?
It does not matter. I do not intend to go against all the ideals you hold. But your hatred of the Crystal Orthodoxy and oppression of Crystalists, I cannot forgive. Why do you use force against them? Was discussion not an option? Do your ideals include spreading the flames of war, causing many innocent people to suffer?
You did what you did to save Mother, right?
Enough, Itia! You clearly do not understand my motives.
I don't?
I lost faith in the Orthodoxy 20 years ago. The same year that the Great Plague swept through all of Luxembourg. The plague made its fury felt even here in Eternia, and many people died. But there was a way to stop it. By using the Earth Crystal to amplify the effects of white magic, the plague could have been eliminated. But my pleas to use this option fell on deaf ears time after time. Instead, the Orthodoxy sealed off the roads, letting the plague decimate village after village. They claim to be our savior, yet leave people to die by the thousands just to save themselves.
So you took action, Father?
But the corruption of the Orthodoxy is trivial compared to the great secret of the crystals.
Secret?
When I left the Orthodoxy and met the sage in Ilyana, I was taught the secret of the crystals. If misused, the crystals could bring about the end of the world.
What? What are you talking about? The crystals are the light of humanity delivered through the prayers of the vessels through the ages.
You are not wrong. But that is merely one facet of the crystals, Wind Vestal. I could not entrust crystals with the power to end all existence to the Orthodoxy, whose only interest is self-preservation. Then, my worst fears came true. 15 years ago, the leaders of the Orthodoxy attempted the Grand Ritual, for the sole purpose of enhancing their prestige.
The Grand Ritual? Surely not. The Orthodoxy would never use the power of the crystals in such a selfish manner.
I wonder what the Grand Ritual
The Earth
is.
Crystal was extremely unstable by that point. If the Grand Ritual were conducted, Eternia could have faced destruction.
So you attacked the headquarters of the Orthodoxy and the Temple of Earth to stop this grand ritual, Father?
However, we were too late. By the time we got there, the Grand Ritual was already underway. Because of this, the Earth Crystal has been leaking power for the past 15 years.
So you prevented a crisis by tapping its power for the medical arts.
You finally understand. There may have been another way, I admit. But my feelings for my hometown and wife likely spurred me toward this solution. Wind Vestal, your awakening of the crystals may have edged us toward the heroine.
You have it wrong! We awakened the crystals to save the world from the harrowing!
That is merely the Orthodoxy's view. I do not know what deceit lies behind it. I cannot allow those who act without proper understanding to tamper with the crystals. I won't waste my breath discussing it further.
Father!
We got a lot of story out of him. He's weak to dark, which I cannot do. Excalibur times 2 stolen. Woohoo! An auto Asper Blade is not helping when I can't deal enough damage to actually Asper anything. I do like how she pierces default.
Here I come!
Accept your fate!
Nice! Max damage.
Think you're ready?
Oh, that's a problem. Okay. I didn't expect to win. I really wish that more than just Ring a Bell got those JP.
Brave!
Mother!
So, you have come.
I'm sorry, Brave. This is all my fault.
Do not be absurd. This is hardly your doing.
Brave.
Wind Vestal. With these wounds, I shall never wield a blade again. I entrust the crystal to the Vestal. I have said my piece. Now it is for the Vestal to decide. I trust you will make the right decision. Do not summon the Pillar of Light. You must not.
Brave!
It's okay. He has lost consciousness, but swift treatment should save his life.
You look calm, Medea. It's as if you've grown up all at once. I do not blame you, you know. You must follow the path you believe is right, just as your father has done. Wind Vestal.
Yes.
You are not bound by the words of my husband. But do not discount them either. You are the last surviving Vestal. You are the hope that guides our people. Do not follow one belief blindly. Hear what others have to say before making your decision.
I will take your words to heart.
Thank you. You should go then.
Look after Father, Mother.
I will, of course.
Alright, so, with that, we have just a couple of things left to grab, before doing the Earth Crystal. Well, I say left to grab. I'm going to correct that. Left to attempt, because it's a bunch of optional boss fights that I've not yet finished, even once. So, Yeah. So I'm gonna do my best, but, no guarantees. I'm glad I'm not playing this on hard mode. At any rate, that's gonna be all for today. So, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.